Yesterday, self-doubt hit me like a wave, and for the first time, I didn't run from it. I didn't try and cover it up with distractions or call somebody to fix it. I sat with it and questioned it, and what I found out is actually what you need to hear to move through that belief system and those feelings. Welcome to the channel where all videos are about inspirational and motivational things to help change your ways of life and get you to become the best version of yourself as a uni student. I am your host, Amelia Grace, and today we are diving deep into how you are going to move past and through the feelings and beliefs of self-doubt. These are the topics in today's video, so please feel free to skip to any that really resonate with you right now and come back to watch the whole thing so that you can really full on, proper move through this. Before we get into the video, I would just like to show my gratitude to the people in last week's video, how to stay calm and centered no matter what uni life throws at you. You guys commented the most beautiful and heartfelt comments that really put the biggest smile on my face, to be honest. And Annie, when you said that that video really helped you that day for your exam, that put the biggest smile on my face because I felt so happy that you were able to sit through that exam and feel like you actually can do it, because I know that that exam period for uni, it is hard, overwhelming, and very stressful. And Glenn saying that he felt like he couldn't do it and wasn't confident in his abilities to do it. Watching that video, shift that mentality to be able to feel like he can actually sit through those exams and do it. The fact that both of you were able to feel like you can combat such a stressful period just from that video alone made me feel really proud for you, because it's such a hard thing to sit through, and to be able to feel calm and centered when everybody else is stressed the fuck out and peaking, that's a skill that will take you through your entire lifetime. So for that, you guys already got this shit under wraps. And Anita, thank you so much for saying that this channel is very professional and you really love the content, because honestly, when I started out, I was filming on my old Samsung phone and I only just got a new microphone, a new phone, and a proper vlogging camera recently. Guys, if you want to start YouTube, you can just start it out on your phone. That's the biggest tip I would give you. You just got to start. If you want to see your name on next week's video on the big screen, make sure to leave just as an uplifting comment or how this video has helped you, and you will be sure to see your name up here. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Yesterday, I was walking home from work and I started to feel self-doubt creeping in. Normally, when I feel anything less than amazing and happy and great, I will run to somebody else to fix my emotional state or help me through it. But I've been practicing recently just doing that myself, regulating my own emotions, questioning it, and solving the problem myself. So when I questioned myself, I asked, why do I feel self-doubt right now? Why am I believing that I'm not going to get there? I found that I was doubting myself recently because on Instagram, I made a huge achievement and got 1,000 followers, which really weirdly took me such a long time to get. And so quickly it dropped down to 989, and I was like, I was doing so good. Like, why did it fall back down? Like, why can't it just keep going up? I felt like no matter how much heart I was putting into what I love to do, I still wasn't getting the results that I was wanting, envisioning, and expecting. I noticed that I was feeling scared that I wasn't going to get to where I wanted to be, because I see very clearly that I have a lot of distractions in my life and I let them control my days. But I also take the easy route when things get hard. Like when I'm tired, I'll say, I'll rest. That's enough for today. Or when it gets a little bit tricky, I'll say, take a break. And obviously with these behaviors and mentality and actions, you don't get great and grand in life. You get stuck with mediocre, wondering why you're not where you wanted to be and why your efforts aren't getting there. You end up unhappy. From figuring this out, what I then did is gave myself advice as if I was the version of Amelia who had everything I was working towards. I'm talking about like the runaround Mercedes and the Porsche Mercedes, the runaround Maserati and the Porsche for when I feel like it, the $1 million dream apartment, a happy, healthy relationship, my business funding everything that I don't even have to worry about money ever. I have a team of people to build this community here on every platform, I can travel wherever, however, with whoever, whenever. I just can go to Pilates whenever I want, don't have to stress, and just, it's an easy life doing what I love. From that perspective, I gave myself advice. And I said, you got to keep going. Even though you don't see where your efforts are going now and it feels like a shot in the dark because you don't know where anything's going, if you're even going to get there and if it's even worth it. But you only get to experience all of the great and grand things that you really want in life and by keep going. You just have to keep pushing. And I know that it's hard, but as you always say, nothing great or grand ever comes easy, because if it did, everyone would have it. And Amelia, can you see yourself ever not doing this? I was like, no, I can't. I would feel so guilty and so shit for so long until I do it again. And I was like, well, future version of me was like, exactly. If you can't ever see yourself not doing this, even though it's hard, just keep doing it. Getting outside of myself and coming from that perspective and giving that advice allowed me to switch my emotional state and my mentality for the rest of the day. I'm talking, it was like probably 2 p.m. at this point, and I had the rest of the day ahead of me. I was initially gonna go home and just relax and just watch F1 and just make some food and just chill. But after talking to myself, I was like, you know what? The fuck? Why am I gonna do that? Why don't I just do the Pilates routine? Why don't I just get ready for jiu-jitsu later? Why don't I just also create more content? Why don't I just also script some more? Like, I felt so motivated to continue the day on a good note and end it on a good note than I was to sit around moping and stuck in that energy. And the next morning, I do my normal journaling. I have my holy trinity. I do like 10 pages of reading or 30 minutes of reading, and then I will do my normal journal and then a gratitude journal while I'm drinking my matcha and eating my brekkie. I was like, oh, what should I journal about today? I was like, I could still feel the self-doubt still simmering, not completely still just yet. So I was like, okay, let's focus on this a little bit more. And I will actually grab the journal entry so that I can read it word for word for you guys. Okay, so this is what I wrote. Dear journal, yesterday and a bit this morning, I felt self-doubt creeping up on me. I started to feel the goals I have for my social media seem too big and that I'm not able to get there, especially when I dropped from 1,000 on Instagram to 989. It's so natural and expected that I will endure self-doubt along this journey. It's new to my world, hard, grand, and requires consistent hard work. But all of those things come from slow growth. I want to remind you, Amelia, that just because you're not seeing the end results now doesn't mean you're not going to get there. I need to remember what I'm comparing myself to is someone's 5th year and step 1000, while I'm just past year 1 and step 100. The results I envision are the end results. We're not at the end, are we? We're at the beginning. So how can I possibly expect those end results at the beginning? The most important thing right now is that I keep going and learning while I become just that 1% better every day. I want to remind you guys that thoughts are just that, thoughts. They're not real or tangible. Therefore, they are not real, and you do not have to believe that these thoughts are real and true. It is entirely your choice to put power on your thoughts. Because I learned this at a very young age. When someone bullies me, if their words hurt me, then it means that I believe to a degree they are right. The moment that you believe your thoughts are right, whether positive or negative, that will affect the trajectory of your life. It'll affect what things come to you, because everything happens from you, not to you. So rewrite them. What I learned from writing that journal entry is that it doesn't matter how much heart I put into this if my foundational habits aren't even there. I don't post every day. I don't come at this from a business perspective, rather it's a hobby. I don't analyze myself or my competitors. I take the easy route and I have distractions. If I want the results that I'm looking for, that is from somebody who is constantly working on themselves, working on the business and coming at it from a business perspective, not a hobby. The results that I'm getting are that of a hobby. So if I want that, I got to start acting like it and showing up. Now, in last week's video, I mentioned a book that I found on the UQ website that I think works really well with this episode as well. It's called The Majesty of Calmness by William George Jordan. And what he says, I think it's sticking with me. I think I'm going to carry this one for a long time. He says that everything that is great in life comes from slow growth. The newer, the greater, the higher, and the nobler the work, the surer is its lasting success. Accept slow growth if it must be slow, and know that the morning must come as you accept the long, lonely hours of the night. It oftentimes requires heroic efforts to face fruitless efforts, broken strands of a life's work, to look bravely towards the future and proceed undaunted on our way. But to what our eyes may seem like hopeless failure is more often than not the beginning of grand success. So with that, it doesn't matter how you feel, you just have to keep going. I learned recently that if you only do things when the timing is right and when you feel like it, honey, you're not going to get very far in life. One thing to remember is that no time will there be a perfect time. You just have to create that perfect opportunity. You can't wait for the moment of, oh, when I graduate, I'm going to do this. Or when I have a stable job, I'm going to do this. Or when the kids have grown up, I'm going to do this. Do you think that everybody who has everything that you want ever let self-doubt get to them and stop them from their journey? No, because you see that they're there. So why are you letting it shake you to the point that you think you need to stop, that it's better to stop, that you're not going to get there? It all depends how you make self-doubt a part of your strength and your winning story, and not a part of your weakness and why you lost. Because quitters never win and winners never quit. Honey, you lose 100% of the shots that you do not take. And I know that these moments are scary because you don't know if you're going to get there. You feel like you have things stacked against you to stop you getting there. You may not have anyone in your circle or that you know personally who has reached where you want to go. It may be really new to you and you don't even know if your time, your money, your efforts are going to be worth it. But you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Because you have to think about it like this. Yes, you could fail and not get there. There's a lot of things in that sentence. One, every failure gets you closer to a yes. Two, you only fail if you think you fail. You need to restructure that belief and think that every failure, again, gets me closer to where I want to be. If that path isn't meant for me, then I'm meant to go somewhere else. But yes, that can happen. But you also have to think about it like this. What if you do get there? What if you actually achieve all of the dreams that you want? You are meant to be living your dream life. That is what you are here for. The moment that you submit to what society wants you to do with your life and what is the best route and the most sensible route, is that your dream life? How amazing would that be to live your dream life? All because you did not give up now when your thoughts, which aren't even real and tangible, only real if you bring power to them, dictated your trajectory of life. Today, I'm doing things that make me feel empowered, like I fucking got this, I'm the shit, and that I'm going to get there. I'm talking like in the morning, I did my Holy Trinity, I filmed content, I did my Pilates, I did more content stuff, I've done everything that my dream version of myself would up until this point at probably 1:30 that it is now. While doing those things that I consider my dream life, I was also doing the things that I get self-doubt with, which is filming and creating content. And you know what? I actually noticed something that I don't think anybody else has ever said this to me. By doing the things that I was doubting myself on, I felt more confident that I could actually do it. I know it sounds counterintuitive and it sounds weird, but it actually worked. You just have to do it even when you don't feel like it, even when you feel shit, or if you don't believe that you can do it. Because if you're in my position, when you are teaching others and showing up for others, you're helping others, then you not only do you have to show up for yourself to get to where you want to be, but you need to realize you owe others your time, your energy, your best efforts, because they are relying on you. And if you're not in that position and it's just about you, you need to show up for the future version of yourself. Because 10 years later, she can look back and go, I wish you tried harder then. Or if she has everything, then she would say, I am so grateful that you gave it your all. Because of that, I am there. Now, I'm going to be really honest. When I started this YouTube channel over a year ago now, in 2024, I think it was about 4 months that it took to script and film one video, just one. I can do that in a matter of days now. I wholeheartedly believe that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't skilled enough. My advice was too much like everybody else's. It's too hard and I'm not going to get there. And that stayed with me for another 6 to 8 months, posting on YouTube and on Instagram, especially Instagram. I never was consistent. I ignored people's messages. I didn't rewatch any of my own content. I didn't watch videos from anybody else because I would feel like I wasn't good enough by comparing myself. But now I am standing at over a year of doing this. I have reached at one point 1,000 followers. I have started earning on YouTube. I have just launched a membership. I am posting almost daily, very, very, very frequently now. I am answering messages daily. I have hit 1,600 subscribers and I absolutely love what I do. I'm fucking obsessed with it. And I'm not perfect or there yet, but fuck have I made some progress. And it didn't happen overnight, which is why I can't pinpoint and say this was the catalyst for my change and my shift. Quite clearly, I can see that the reason why and how I got to this position is because I kept going. Kept doing it even though I felt like shit. And a lot of that time when I was doing it, I was like, I don't want to upload this. I don't want to do it. It's so bad. You know, actually one of my most viral videos, 19,000 views as of right now, I really didn't want to upload that. I thought it was so bad. And then it blew up a week later after it being stuck on, I think like under 100 views. I was like, oh, we're in a slump again, guys. Fuck, that was my biggest sign to just keep going. Even when you don't want to do it, because you don't know what could happen by doing the thing that you feel self-doubt about. Eventually, time heals. Time allows you to grow and learn and reflect. To combat self-doubt, yes, you can go and listen and watch everyone's tricks and tips and tidbits on how to combat it, which I highly recommend actually, because you can learn and use a lot of the actionable steps that really suit you. But the real, honest, no bullshit truth, fucking do it. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what you think of yourself or what you believe is factual and true, because you have to prove it to yourself that that's not right. It doesn't have to be true if you don't want it to be. You just have to find other evidence to convince yourself that you can do it. You're already doing so fucking good. You've already seen success in other ways that you might not expect, that are maybe really small. But hey, that's better than nothing. But you just gotta suck it up. You're not special or alone for feeling self-doubt, and you are sure as hell not going to get there if you let it stop you. You just have to reframe it and stop reacting emotionally, because as soon as you buy into that emotional response for self-doubt, you have given it all of your power, and it will keep you on a trajectory for life that you are going to be so disappointed in when you look back. So disappointed in the fact that you let your destructive behaviors and beliefs dictate your way of life. So remember, the more that you do the things that you're doubting yourself on, the more you are going to start feeling confident in the fact that you can do this. You will get there. You are good enough. You are worth it. And everything is going to align and conspire for you to make that a reality because you believe it. What you think about, you bring about. And you want to know something? The day I had the self-doubt creeping in on my walk back from work, I said to myself, shit, I haven't seen you in a while. I was so surprised that I was feeling self-doubt. You can either spend 20 minutes doing the thing that you're doubting or 20 hours thinking about it. And those hours are going to have you riddled with more self-doubt, guilt, and disappointment. And look, self-doubt doesn't mean that you're not capable. It actually just means that you're evolving and changing. You're stepping into a version that you haven't fully met yet. One with higher standards, dreams, and more on the line. The cost of your new life, the new version of you, is the cost of your old life and the old version of you. And that change is not ever going to be comfortable or easy. It feels exactly how you're feeling now. It's uncomfortable. It's going to shake your confidence, and your brain is going to tell you lies like, you're not good enough, you can't do this. And the people who have made it where you want to be, it's not because they never had self-doubt, or it's not because they have the most talent and the most money, or they had perfect timing. They are the ones who kept showing up even when they feel exactly like you, when they were exactly where you are now. They kept showing up when it was slow, when no one was clapping, when it felt like all of their efforts were going towards literally fuck all, and when everything was telling them to give up. Always remember why you started. Now, if this spoke to you, good. That means you're just meant to be here. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you're not alone, especially on this channel. If you want more conversations like this, make sure to stick around because every single week I am helping you grow and become the best version of yourself to reach your dream life. I love you so much and have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.